I come downstairs half dead from sleep, eyes still crusty, mouth tasting like something crawled in and died there overnight. The kitchen floor's cold against my bare feet, and I'm fumbling for the coffee maker when I spot it, this half-assed note sitting on the kitchen table like a pile of dog crap. Folded once, my name scrawled on top in her loopy handwriting that used to make me smile. Not anymore. The paper feels thin between my fingers, cheap, like everything else in this apartment. I unfold it, and there it is, 5 years of my life reduced to 3 paragraphs of bullshit excuses. Says she's leaving me for our boss, Mr. Brooks with his corner office and his perfectly pressed shirts. Says he treats her better, buys her stuff, not like me and my cheap gifts. That's an actual quote, by the way. She underlined cheap twice, just to make sure I got the point. I stand there in my boxers, coffee forgotten, reading this garbage over and over like maybe the words will rearrange themselves if I stare hard enough. My hands start shaking, not from sadness but something else, something uglier that's clawing up my throat. May, who I met when we were both broke college seniors. May, who I supported through her finding herself phase that lasted 3 goddamn years. May, who swore up and down that money didn't matter, that we were in this together. That May is now sleeping with our 50-something boss with the receding hairline and the BMW. The apartment feels too quiet suddenly, like all the air's been sucked out. For a second, man, for a real dumbass second, I sat there blaming myself, thinking maybe I could have done more, maybe I should have bought her some shiny crap she could wave around for her dumb friends. I drink my coffee black, scalding hot, burning my tongue but not feeling it. I shower mechanically, put on my work clothes like a man heading to his execution. Because that's what today is, right? The day everyone watches me walk into that office knowing my girlfriend's been screwing the boss. The drive to work is a blur. Red lights, green lights, asshole cutting me off at the intersection, none of it registers. My brain's stuck on repeat, that note, her handwriting, the word cheap underlined twice. Like I'm some kind of failure because I didn't drop 3 months' rent on a purse or whatever the hell Brooks has been buying her. The office building looms ahead, all glass and steel, looking exactly like it did yesterday when my life wasn't a complete dumpster fire. I park in my usual spot, next to where May used to park before she started riding in with Brooks. Should have seen the signs. I should have fucking seen it. I walk through the lobby with my head up because what else am I gonna do? Slink in like some beaten dog? Screw that. The elevator ride is 17 floors of pure hell, standing shoulder to shoulder with Dave from accounting who keeps sneaking these pathetic glances my way. Word travels fast. Guess I'm the last to know. The marketing department is hushed when I walk in, like someone hit mute on the whole floor. Cubicles full of people suddenly fascinated by their computer screens. The coffee room empties out as I enter. Real subtle, guys. Real fucking subtle. I sit at my desk, boot up my computer, and try to focus on the day's work like my life isn't imploding. My desk faces May's empty one. She called in sick today. Sure she did. Brooks' office door is closed, blinds drawn. Coward can't even face me. I stare at that door, imagining what I'd say if I kicked it open right now. The fantasy helps for about 5 seconds. It's Derek who finally grows a pair. He pulls his chair up to my desk around lunchtime, when most people have cleared out. His voice comes out all shaky, like he's delivering a terminal diagnosis. Man, we all knew, he says, not quite meeting my eyes. We just couldn't say nothing. He's the boss. Right there, I swear to God, something inside me snapped clean in half. Not sadness, not heartbreak, just cold, white-hot rage. It's like I'd been walking around half asleep and suddenly someone dumped ice water over my head. Every conversation, every late meeting, every time she came home smelling like expensive cologne, it all clicks into place. How long? I ask, my voice sounding strange even to my own ears. Derek shifts uncomfortably. Few months, maybe. Started around the Wilkinson account. 6 months. 6 fucking months of lies, of her coming home to our bed, of me cooking her favorite meals while she was out letting Brooks paw at her with his manicured hands. I don't flip a desk or punch a wall or cry like some soap opera idiot. I just smile, real slow, and nod like Derek's just told me about the weather forecast. He looks more freaked out by that than if I'd lost my shit. Thanks for the heads up, I tell him, turning back to my computer. You gonna be okay? He asks, clearly wanting to escape this conversation. Never better, I say, and I mean it, because something cold and precise has taken over. The hurt's still there, but it's buried under something stronger, something sharper. I work late that night, real late. Not on company projects, hell no. I start digging. Our company's not huge, and I've been here long enough to know where the bodies are buried, so to speak. Brooks isn't careful, men like him never are. They think they're untouchable. I pull every dirty little receipt, every secret hotel bill, every after-hours, business meeting, charged to the company card. The Waldorf downtown, champagne room service, lingerie stores, all on the company dime. I find records of client dinners with only 2 meals ordered. I uncover inflated expense reports approved without question because Brooks signs off on them himself. It takes me a week of careful digging, staying late when the office empties out, accessing systems I technically shouldn't have access to. But nobody notices the IT guy's ex-roommate gave me some backdoor passwords years ago. Nobody ever notices the quiet guy in marketing who keeps his head down. I tie it all together in a neat little package: emails, receipts, hotel confirmations, security camera stills from the parking garage showing them leaving together. Times, dates, amounts, all catalogued and organized. Evidence of misappropriation of company funds, sexual misconduct with a subordinate, falsified reports. And then I send that bomb straight to HR, IRS, and oh yeah, straight to his wife's mailbox too, because why the hell not? Mrs. Brooks deserves to know her husband's been spending her money on my girlfriend. Then I wait, kept my mouth shut and waited. I come to work, I do my job, I eat lunch alone. May tries texting me a couple times, asking about the apartment lease, about picking up her things. I don't reply. Let her wonder. Let her worry. The explosion, when it comes, is beautiful. 2 weeks after I sent those emails, Brooks doesn't show up for work. Neither does May. Rumors fly, everything from elopement to embezzlement. I keep my face neutral, my mouth shut. The office buzzes like an overturned beehive. By afternoon, we get the company-wide email. Due to irregularities in financial conduct, Brooks has been terminated, effective immediately. An investigation is ongoing. Please direct all department questions to the VP of Operations. I sit at my desk, reading that email over and over, letting the words sink in. It's not enough, not nearly enough for what they did, but it's a start. That night, I get a call from a number I don't recognize. I almost don't answer, but something tells me I should. Hello. A woman's voice, tight with anger. Who's this? I ask, though I already know. Elizabeth Brooks, she says. I think you and I should talk. We meet at a bar downtown, the kind of upscale place I'd never go to normally. She's older than him, surprisingly, elegant in that old money way, with diamond studs in her ears that probably cost more than my car. You sent the evidence, she says, not a question but a statement. She doesn't touch her martini. I shrug, sipping my beer. Seemed like you ought to know. How long were they together? 6 months, give or take. She nods slowly, digesting this. Not his first. Definitely his last. Her smile is thin, predatory. I wanted to thank you. And let you know that the prenup he thought was ironclad had a morality clause. He's about to lose a great deal more than his job. I don't say anything to that. Don't need to. We finish our drinks in silence, two people united only by our shared hatred of the same people. When we leave, she hands me her lawyer's card. If you have any more documentation, Roger would appreciate it. For the divorce proceedings. I take the card, pocket it. I'll send what I have. Brooks, it turns out, is being investigated by the IRS for tax fraud. The company's doing an internal audit. His reputation in the industry is toast, Elizabeth made sure of that. And the cherry on top. His assets are frozen during the investigation. Which means boom, boss canned, marriage nuked, career in the toilet, and my sweet little May stuck with a broke, jobless clown who couldn't even afford a six-pack anymore. It takes 3 weeks. 3 weeks of silence from my end. 3 weeks of increasingly desperate texts from May. Where are you? We need to talk, please call me back, I made a mistake. I read each one, then delete it. No response. Let her twist. And of course she came crawling back, standing outside my door one night all wet and pathetic. It's raining, because of course it is, like we're in some cheap movie. She's soaked through, mascara running, clutching some cheap-ass purse she probably thought made her look like a movie star. I watch her through the peephole for a full 5 minutes before she rings the bell. Her hair's plastered to her face, her eyes puffy from crying. She looks small, standing there in the hallway. Small and ordinary. When I open the door, her face lights up with hope. That's the worst part, that she thinks she still has a chance. That she thinks 5 years means something after what she did. Mark, she says, my name coming out like a plea. Can I come in? Please. I'm soaked. I look her up and down, taking my time. Why? Why? She repeats, confusion crossing her face. Because it's pouring. Because we need to talk. Nothing to talk about. She pushes wet hair from her face. Look, I know you're angry. You have every right to be. But Brooks, it's over. It was a mistake. A stupid, terrible mistake. Mistake, I repeat, the word flat in my mouth. 6 months isn't a mistake, May. It's a choice. Made day after day after day. He lied to me, she says, voice cracking. He said he was leaving Elizabeth. He said so many things. And you believed him because he bought you stuff, I finish for her. Because I gave cheap gifts, right? She flinches like I've slapped her. Good. It wasn't about the money, she lies, water dripping onto my welcome mat. I was unhappy. I felt. I don't know, invisible sometimes. Well, you're real visible now, I say. Whole office saw you go down with him. Whole industry, probably. Her face crumples. I lost my job. They said I violated ethics policies. Sleeping with the boss will do that. Mark, please, she's crying for real now, ugly sobs that used to break my heart. I have nowhere to go. Brooks he's a mess. His wife took everything. He's staying in some motel. I lean against the doorframe, crossing my arms. Sounds like a personal problem. I made a mistake, she says again, like repeating it will somehow make it mean something different. I still love you. We can fix this. And you know what I did, man, I didn't even let her in. I just stood there, watching her fall apart on my doorstep, and for the first time in months, I smiled like I meant it. No, I say, simple and clean. We can't. What am I supposed to do, she asks, voice small. I shrug. Not my problem anymore. I start to close the door, then pause. Your stuff's in storage. Unit 47 at Safekeep on Jefferson. Paid through the month. After that, not my concern. Mark. You and Brooks deserved each other, I tell her, calm as still water. Hope those gifts were worth it. The look on her face as I close the door is something I'll remember forever. Shock, hurt, disbelief, like she honestly thought tears and apologies would erase what she did. Like I'd welcome her back with open arms because Brooks turned out to be an even bigger piece of shit than we thought. I lock the door, walk back to my couch, pick up my coffee. It's cold now, but I drink it anyway, listening to her crying in the hallway. After a while, the crying stops. I hear the elevator ding, then silence. I sit in that silence, feeling nothing but a hollow sort of peace. Not happiness, not closure exactly, but something close to it. The kind of peace that comes from knowing you saw something through to the end, no matter how ugly. My phone buzzes with a text from Elizabeth Brooks, "Thought you'd want to know. Criminal charges being filed next week. The IRS found some interesting offshore accounts." I don't reply, but I save the message. Maybe someday I'll look back at all this and feel something, regret, satisfaction, whatever. But right now, watching the rain streak down my windows, all I feel is empty. And after months of rage and pain, empty feels just fine.